What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our Big 12 football channel.
All right, we have previewed the 2020 schedule for the Oklahoma State Cowboys, and now it's time to project their record. I want to be clear on this. This is not an official prediction from SG1 Sports. This is simply a projection based on the schedule, and we just kind of group teams together, not trying to pick winners and losers or anything like that. Just grouping teams together based on what they have coming back from last year, recent history, things like that. So we look at the schedule again, and here is our scale. 99%. Those are games that I think Oklahoma State should absolutely win. They'll be 20-plus point favorites in. 80% are games where the Cowboys will be about double-digit favorites, 10 or more points. 60%, those are games where it'll be a touchdown spread, 6, 7, 8 points somewhere in there. And then your 50-50 games, those are games that you could just see going either way. Games where I think the spread will be 4 points or less. And really just those toss-up games that are going to determine the season for a lot of these teams. So we start with those 99% games. You got two on there for Oklahoma State, Tulsa and Western Illinois. Two cupcake games for the Cowboys. They should be able to take care of business there. Now, Tulsa, I wouldn't say is a cupcake game. It's probably not really 99%, probably closer to 90%. But these are the percentages that we have to work with for this video. So we're going to put that in that category. And actually anything that's 80% or higher will be counted as a win when we do the projection here in just a second. So those games, 99% games, we go to the 80% games now. Games where Oklahoma State we feel like are going to be favored by double digits, 10 or more points. You've got Oregon State, you got Kansas on the road, and Texas Tech. Kansas still looks like they're going to be the worst team in the Big 12. Texas Tech loses a lot of production from last season. So I think at home we can go ahead and put that in the 80% category for Oklahoma State. And then Oregon State, it's a Power 5 team, sure, but I mean Oregon State shouldn't be that big of a challenge, especially at home for Oklahoma State. So we're going to say that they win that game. So basically we've given them 5 wins already. Now we look at the rest of the schedule, and we're going to get to the games that could be a little bit closer. We start with the games where Oklahoma State will be favored, we think, but not a huge spread. We're talking about a touchdown favorite, 6, 7, 8 points, like I said. TCU on the road. That one might fall back towards a 50-50 game. We'll see how good TCU actually is. Iowa State, another game that could be closer to a 50-50 game, but because it's at home, we're going to give Oklahoma State the nod. And then West Virginia at home and Kansas State on the road, kind of similar to TCU. Maybe that's a 50-50 game because it's on the road, but looking at the rosters and what these teams have coming back right now, I feel like Oklahoma State is pretty clearly a better team than TCU and Kansas State. So we're going to go 60% there and favor them again by about a touchdown. And that leaves 3 games here on the schedule. These are the games that we could just see going either way. You've got Oklahoma on the road. Rivalry matchup here. Oklahoma, they don't bring back a ton of production. Oklahoma State definitely has an advantage there. Again, with the rivalry and all that, I think this is a 50-50 toss-up game. Texas as well. The Friday after Thanksgiving, going to be a huge game. Potentially a spot in the Big 12 championship on the line in that one. So that is a monster game in the Big 12. Oklahoma State versus Texas, and one that I could see going either way. Baylor's kind of iffy for me. They don't bring back a ton of production. I don't think they're going to be able to be as good as they were last year. But it's on the road. We're going to give them the benefit of the doubt because they did just go to the Big 12 championship game. So we're not going to say for sure that they're going to drop off. But again, that's one where I'd probably favor Oklahoma State, but I don't think it will be a big spread. And because of that, we're going to say that's a 50-50 game. So 3 50-50 games. No games where Oklahoma State is a big underdog. Yeah, they'll probably be an underdog against Oklahoma on the road, but don't think it'll be a huge spread. So no big underdog games for Oklahoma State, which means they have a chance to do something really special. The projection for the Cowboys, 9-3. 9-3 is their projection. Again, we're giving them wins in the blue and green games here, and then we just average out the rest. And, the odds would catch up to you. Yeah, they're favored against TCU, Iowa State, West Virginia, Kansas State, but the odds will tell you that they're probably going to lose 1 or maybe even 2 of those games because they're not a huge favorite. I mean, upsets happen all the time in college football, so you can't assume a win for Oklahoma State in those games. And then you've got the 3 50-50 games as well. So the projection for Oklahoma State, 9-3. Maybe that's a little bit conservative. We'll see what happens. But again, some of these games that were in the 60% range, like TCU and Kansas State, might be closer to 50-50 games because they're on the road. Just really tough to tell right now. But our projection for Oklahoma State, 9-3. Not a prediction, but just a projection based on their strength of schedule for 2020.